Hi, Dave here. Over the past 34 months, it has been clear that several folks, including ones with large broadcast platforms, suggest that the research that I and others have conducted into the germ theory is somehow insignificant or secondary to the issues at hand. With all due respect to these folks, I will illustrate by way of this short video that they may wish to reconsider their position. I will start off by what I call power from truth and finish off with the globalist benefits of distraction from truth. So power from truth, it is important because it has been repeatedly proven that finding and siding with truth is our greatest protector and benefactor. It is unfortunate, though, that most of us throughout the years have been fooled into concepts, ideologies, and contracts that have not been to our greatest benefit. This totalitarian propaganda complex has been more than illustrated for us by folks like Hannah Arendt, Gustav Le Bon, Matthias Desmet, and Joost Meerloo. Now, my own experience proved to me by stepping into greater power from truth occurred in 1988. On the advice of a nurse, my wife and I looked into vaccination. Of course, at that time, we didn't have the internet. So we were able to find 3 books and a thesis from a lovely lady from UBC who took the time to do some research. So once we looked into this material, we found out that it could cause encephalitis, so we chose against it. This simple logic gave me all I needed to keep the vax away from my family. All thanks to that nurse. And now, during the past 34 months, our research has naturally dug deeper. This was sparked by our intuitive response in March of 2020 that something false and ridiculous was being introduced to humanity. We knew that the vax was bad already, but we didn't know that it was also fundamentally useless, being based upon the false germ theory model. Our research states that an alternative understanding of biology became clear in 1866. This proof has been repeatedly proclaimed throughout the past 157 years since. The point here is that both in 1988 and during the past 34 months, we have never been challenged and rarely inconvenienced, even though we have not complied with any of the proposed mandates. When you follow the truth, it becomes difficult for those opposing you to come up with an argument. So while the power and protection from truth has been proven to me during my lifetime, there is still the apparent need to point out how it is that this research, in fact, holds the key to humanity's freedom. So the second part of this video, the globalist benefits of distraction from the truth segment, is for those who may not see the benefits or the necessity to follow truth, in this case, the truth exposed since 1866. Some may think that this truth is a distraction when we should be focused on the issues at hand, which, of course, is the emerging data that says that the vax is taking out millions. It is crucially important here to see just what is distraction and what is the heart of the matter. While it is very important to address the damage being done so we can stop it, we must remember that bringing this information to the masses in a big way also heaps more and different fear on top of their original fear of an unseen microorganism that is apparently hunting them down. To illustrate this, we simply go back to what is the totalitarian methodology and their use of propaganda and lies. So, for instance, when you say, I'm not taking the vax because folks are dying, they say it would have been 10 times worse without the vax. And when you say, I'm sicker than a dog immediately after taking the vax, they say you would have died without it. And when the guy who testified that his young son has myocarditis and a 5-year life expectancy, they say, at least you will have 5 more years with him. So the only answer clearly to this ridiculousness is the full exposure of truth. So to provide benefits to a bewildered masses, we need to strengthen their position, not focus on what brings more tragedy to it. This is distraction they can least afford. And like the power that comes to me in my daily conduct of civil disobedience, it is also available to take the fearful masses out of their original fear. So to finish off, we have all been conditioned into this fear by a new CGI image every 2 or 3 years for the past 30 years or so. I ask you, is it not time to end that propaganda charade once and for all? And lastly, if anyone was wondering how deep the pockets are and the financial reserves of the globalist agenda, I'll play you a short clip courtesy of Alex Jones.
All right. Well, thanks for the time. All I know is this in closing. It almost killed my dad and my mom. They were in pretty good shape. It almost killed Rob Dew, who like rides his bike 30 miles almost every day and coaches basketball and played college basketball. Almost killed him. Killed some of my friends. I couldn't breathe for 3 weeks. It's a real virus, folks. It's new. Never felt anything like it in my life.
Thanks for listening. May peace and love be with you.